There's a growing number of adventure and visual novel style games being released on PS4, and there's a new one called Echoes of the Fae that throws its hat into the ring. But is this a story that's worth listening to, or is this one adventure that's not worth going on? Echoes of the Fae, The Fox's Trail is a pretty simplistic adventure style of game. The game's story takes place in a war-ravaged land that's finally at peace. The war raged on between humans and magic-using Leshens, and you play as Sophia, who's a private investigator who has some magic abilities. You have Haramon, your assistant or partner, who works with you on these various cases. For the most part, you're just doing domestic cases involving spouses cheating on one another, but in this case, you're investigating someone who went missing during the war. The game takes place in a very small area with just a handful of screens and a few buildings that you'll be able to enter to pretty much interact with the game's various characters. There's voice acting, but it's partial voice acting. While a lot of lines are thrown in, there are plenty of lines that aren't fully voiced and just have a few expressions thrown out by certain characters in certain scenes. The game is mostly just reading the text and then making a few choices along the way that end up turning the story, building or crumbling various relationships with the game's characters and leading to your eventual ending. There's multiple endings and multiple side quests for you to complete along the adventure. While most of the game takes place in the dialogue sequences, you do get to take control of the character and explore the town. This is useful for completing the game's side quests and giving you a better feel of the world that you're inhabiting here. The main story is relatively straightforward. You'll be given which goals you need to accomplish, and even with your side quest goals, you'll know what you'll need to do, and you can press the touchpad at any point in order to bring this up so you have a better idea of where you need to go and what you need to do, and there's even a map included so you know where each of the buildings you'll need to go to are located. There's also a little bit of magic thrown in where you get to polymorph as a cat and explore the town, being able to kind of spy in on certain characters, and even need to do so for the story where it'd be grabbing a letter that's been left on a desk or a few other moments like that. There's also a shop where you'll be able to buy a small smattering of items, though mostly this is just changing cosmetic appearance of the main character and are completely optional. Thankfully, the game does have those side quests, though, to build up some of the extra relationship with the characters, leading to some romantic possibilities with certain ones. And with these thrown in, the game still is a pretty short experience, taking about an hour, hour and a half or so in order to complete it. But since the game is all about choices and there are multiple endings, you could easily replay it a couple of times in order to see everything. From the technical side of things, the game ran smoothly for the most part, though the controls did lock on me at one point where I was unable to get out of a building and the dialogue wouldn't progress for whatever reason. No matter what I pressed on the controller, it just wouldn't go, and I would have to reload a previous save in order to continue. The game doesn't seem to auto-save really either, so you do have to manually save, but thankfully that's easy to do, so just keep that in mind. Echoes of the Fae, The Fox's Trail is available now on PS4 as well as PC for $7.99. It doesn't have a full trophy list or platinum, unfortunately. Overall, Echoes of the Fae is a decently told story that actually pulled me in throughout, and I do like the little bit of twist and romantic options that are thrown into the game to keep it interesting. But it still is a pretty short experience, and the overall animation quality is okay at best during the game. I've seen much better of these styles of games that have been released over the last couple of years, so it's hard for this one to truly stand out. But with everything said, I'm going to be giving Echoes of the Fae, The Fox's Trail, an average 5 out of 10. But anyway guys, it's going to wrap up this review. I'd like to thank you for watching, and of course I hope you enjoyed.